Hey there, YouTubers. Right, so in this video, I'm going to do a basic install of the i5-13400f. In the future, we'll do other installs with different CPU coolers. But we'll just install the CPU, the stock cooler, and one stick of RAM, right? This is really all that you want to install to start with to get this thing to boot to BIOS. Not including, of course, the power supply, which you'll need to power it up, which you would need the 24-pin power connector here, and up here, depending on what PSU you have, you could either install the 1x8 and one of the 1x4s to do that, or just the 1x8 to get it to boot up, right? All right, so what else, folks? Oh yeah, and you will need to ensure that your power switch is installed as well, which is the on the second row, the third and fourth pins. You'll need that. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get this installed. So here's our CPU. Okay. Would recommend, if you have it, proper type of gloves and or electrostatic equipment. Yours truly, you know, I have like 40 or 50 CPUs, so not that concerned if something happens with one of these. All right. So just so you can get a better angle of this, let's rotate this to the side. We're going to depress this lever up and away. That'll pop that up. Now, from this angle, hopefully you can see a little triangle here. Okay, we want to line that up with this little dot here on our CPU. Now, notice, if this will focus, the way the print is reading. Okay, we read English left to right. Your I/O side is over here. Okay, we're dropping that in, and this can go in only one way, folks. Okay, I cannot pick this up and rotate it 180 degrees, and I'm just checking to make sure that this thing is I was going to say flush all the way around. Nothing sticking out. Okay, now we can drop this down. Now you may be doing this install, switching things out. Always good to have this plastic cover on here, but to protect the pins. Of course, you can do this without. I could pop this off now if I wanted to. The instructions will tell you to keep it on, but now I always, after doing that, check to see if this thing is actually seated still. I have had an occasion where that action has caused that thing to pop off, and that will wreck your CPU, folks. Alright, so we've got that. Now put that in your box for your motherboard. In this case, we've got the Aorus B760m Elite Ax. In case I didn't note that, it should be in the title. First time you use the CPU cooler, it will have thermal paste on, okay? In the videos following this, if I ever reinstall this, I will have to put thermal paste in. Now, you do not want to do this on a hard surface. You will screw up these pins, alright? And to be honest with you, I actually kind of like to put my left hand over the board, or under the board I should say, get these into position, hopefully lined up, which isn't the easiest thing to do. And you can, if you have another person, you can actually see if they're popping through the bottom, alright? Now, did we put this in the right spot? Questionable. We could rotate this and put it up here. I'm going to end up attaching it like it is and doing a little wrap and trying to hide it. Alright, so you potentially could rotate this to where it's sitting here. Alright, so we want to press these down. I'm going to do diagonally from there. Okay, that may have just popped that one out. Then we'll do this one. And then we'll do this one. All right. Now, while you have that, check to see if these are all installed correctly. And you can see that one did not install correctly. This is what you want to see. All right. This is one reason I do not like these CPU coolers, but that's another story. All right, so we're going to try this one again. We heard a snap. Did it work that time? Now, if you do that on a hard surface, folks, there's a good chance you will never get it to do that. All four are good now. We can go ahead and install our 4-pin. And so what I will do is come back later with a cable tie and ensure this is out of the way. And that's installed. All right. So we want to get this completely out of the way at some point. But here's our RAM. All right. This can go in only one way. And I highly recommend, when you're just trying to get this to boot to BIOS, just use one stick of RAM. And later, when you have a pair of these, you're going to use A2 and B2. All right. So that would be the ones I just dropped these down for. We're going to stick it in this spot. Now, you want to make sure you put this in correctly. All right, it can go in only one way, and we should hear a snap if we've done it correctly. Boom, or more like a double snap. And folks, that's going to do it for this basic installation. Like I said, you will need to connect this PSU, one of the CPU power connectors, preferably at least the 1x8. You will need a graphics card as well for this. All right, so because this has an F in the name, don't forget that. All right, don't forget if your graphics card has connectors on it for power, that you plug those in as well. And don't forget to plug the HDMI into the graphics card, all right, or DisplayPort. That's going to do it, folks. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe.